Allan Paris against Rikuto. After that, we'll have Mr. Quiggle against Empire Black Mamba.
I'm actually really interested in Lepido versus Rabies because, like you were saying, that's Chosen One's hype man.
Rabies has that in the bag. The reason being he's playing Elliot.
Oh,
he's
wow.
playing Elliot.
Right.
I'm giving that to Rabies. He's
wow.
playing Elliot at this point.
Elliot is that good.
Yes, at this point, he has such an advantage with that parry.
Right.
You go in any high, any mid, it doesn't matter. He's going to parry you. And Janli's regular throws are not enough to stop Rabies from using that parry.
Right.
They just aren't. And Dragon Gunner is great. I don't think it's going to be enough. And especially since Lepido doesn't really have a grasp on how to get the most out of Dragon Gunner. As we see here, he's not getting that huge damage out of Dragon Gunner that we saw from Ryujin last week.
Right.
And that lack of knowledge, obviously not his fault. Again, this is, his first time playing this build of DOA5. Correct. His first time playing Janli in DOA5. So, we can't fault him for that whatsoever, but given the circumstances of this tournament, he doesn't know his character well enough to be able to beat Elliot.
Right.
And even though Rabies doesn't know Elliot that well, he knows I parry and I do this guaranteed attack. Exactly. And then it does damage.
Exactly.
And that's all he needs to know.
Right. Yes. It's just like predicting someone's combo strings. It's guaranteed damage that does such a huge portion, like usually minimum like 20 to 50%, 15%, which is huge because every time you get that health advantage, you just feel that much more comfortable. You can perform that much more better.
Mo better.
Mo better.
Mo better.
I say mo better.
You said mo better.
Oh,
and I don't care if you said more better, we're going to call it mo better. When we in Philly, we got to call it mo better. So Rikuto's sporting the hat.
I like that.
This is
it's an Elliot English hat.
I'm gonna call this Rochester Rikuto.
I like that. That's the hat that Elliot wears in his new English style. Like with the raincoat-looking jacket.
So why doesn't he put on like a machete or something since he's playing as Bayman? I'm just saying, he's not playing as Elliot.
I think the last thing you want to do is show up to a gaming tournament with the machete on your back.
If he can show up to movie theaters with guns, why not?
Hey, I think that's a little too soon.
Too soon? Too soon?
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Let's move on from that. But these guys.
That's why you're here to save me. When I say the inappropriate things, you put a stop to it. Good job, Kat.
Well, notice that he has headphones on, and I was talking about this at Hin with Rikuto a lot because I'm weird. But
I agree with that 100%. You are very weird.
So they're wearing headphones, and I think it puts him in a zone. I think
he definitely rocks out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a scientific study that I'm doing here on how.
You know what? Is this a real match? I thought this was a button check. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I
No, that's absolutely fine. I think I expected a button check myself here, but
yeah,
it looks like they're getting straight into it. Hayate being played by Allan?
Yeah.
Is that his main character? I thought it was Kasumi.
No. Well, he plays with several characters. Throughout the tournament, he's essentially been playing Hayate.
Right. Oh, unfortunate counter there, but I love seeing Hayate because you don't see them often,
He is one of those characters that has to play the stun game in Dead or Alive.
Right.
That's in the long run, I think that's going to hurt him.
Sidestep.
Yeah, he does have that really good sidestep, and in fact, if he sidesteps and gets behind you, he gets a free critical burst.
That's pretty awesome. Which guarantees a combo after, right?
Exactly. But here we are on the Showtime stage. This is actually called the Tiger Show stage.
With massive tigers too that are like inhuman.
I think they're regular size. I mean, have you ever seen a tiger in person?
Or in feline?
In feline. I like that. In feline. Coming from Kat, we're gonna go with that.
Okay.
But getting back to the match here, so Bayman has been toned down a little bit. He no longer has his 3K counter hit into sit down stun as it normally would be. The opponent has to be in a crouching status for that counter hit 3K to cause a sit down stun. He also lost, obviously, a heavy character lost the ability to critical burst in 3 hits for the most part. There are some exceptions, as we mentioned earlier.
Right.
So now it takes him 4 hits to critical burst, and he can't rely on 3K nearly as much as he used to be able to. He does have some new tools. For example, his 1KK and his 1PP are both natural combo on counter hit.
Very nice punishment I'm seeing in this match. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm noticing here that there is some great punishment going on. Both players are being unsafe, but Allan took advantage of it there because I usually don't see unsafeness from Rikuto because he's always grappling. He's always grabbing offensive holds. But for whatever reason, Hayate is exactly what he needs to take advantage of, is people being unsafe.
Exactly.
He's extremely powerful with his grabs.
And one thing I really want to point out about this stage, a lot of people when they first saw this stage, they were worried, oh, the Tigers are going to be like the cheetah, they're going to be like the dinosaur, it's going to suck. As you can see, we're now in the 4th round of this match. The Tigers have not moved.
Nope. And you get a call from the guy when the Tigers come out, and you get a line on the ground where they're going to run.
Exactly. So I mean,
the element of surprise is still there, but if you're paying attention, you should have no problem.
Exactly. And the Tigers will not move unless they are visually in your camera angle.
Right, just like we see there, that's allowing another part of the juggle, but that's something you also see on walls. That's
Exactly.
not Tiger specific.
No, it just looks prettier with the Tiger.
I know, and I love the kitty cat.
Yeah, I don't know if I call them a kitty cat. That's one big kitty cat.
Well, there, Bayman did a clean sweep in the end there. You can see, look how much he's in the zone. You see what I'm saying about the headphone thing? It really kind of takes away the crowd, which it affects me. Because I'll hear like somebody getting strategy or somebody cheering on the opponent.
Or just having a random conversation in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, you're not even watching my match. Like, stop talking.
Exactly. Like, you pay attention to my match, you get out of the room.
Right, exactly. I want to hear the game.
This is a Dr. Dog show.
Oh, okay.
When I'm playing, I'm all that matters.
Well, dog backward is God, so perhaps you have a complex here.
Well, but then I guess I'm stuttering. God. God.
Yeah, you do have a couple extra letters there.
Well, you know, I gotta make sure it's, one letter drops off, we're still God.
Oh, okay.
I'm so godlike.
All right. Well, I'm take.
In fact,
which isn't fun. Cat backwards.
Tack.
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 Tack spelled wrong,
And then,
but whatever.
And then my last name is Nug, so Tack Nug.
Tack Nug.
That's
Nug
weird.
Nug. I'm
That's
just call you
weird.
Nug Nug from now on.
That's weird. All right. Getting into this match here, we have a character change.
Yes, he switched up to the
Ninja?
character that you mentioned earlier. He's going with Kasumi. I guess he must have heard you.
Well, I think he's more comfortable with him. That's who I've seen him play throughout this tournament.
But as we're seeing here, he's being hesitant, and that's hurting him. He was not hesitant at all with Hayate.
You know what character change to me means? You're insecure.
Look at how hesitant he's being. Like it's almost like he's afraid to go at Rikuto.
Kasumi's really unsafe. Kasumi's really unsafe though, so you have to be careful with her. I mean, Bayman's waiting to punish Kasumi. That's all he does.
He is Bayman. He is Russian. In Soviet Russia, they punish. That was a terrible joke. I apologize. So, I mean, like as I see here, he keeps on backing away. He's obviously afraid. He doesn't want to get within Bayman's attack range.
Right. Very nice. Guaranteed low grab, right?
Guaranteed low grab in that situation, yes. And yet he's not done yet. He's like, I heard a KO. I'm sorry. I'm going to break her neck. There is that low kick. It has been changed from DOA4. As you saw, the critical stun was not nearly as bad as it used to be.
There's those unsafe moves. I'm noticing that he has to either guess if she's going to finish the string or not, and that's kind of Bayman's guessing game right now.
Let's see if he capitulates. He doesn't get max damage off the wall. Gets a nice counter, though. And once again, great defense, but doesn't capitalize on the block. That was actually a safe move. That second elbow is high and safe on block.
It wasn't before.
It was in the E3 build, but you didn't see a lot of people use it because it's high.
No, in DOA4.
Oh, no, I believe in DOA4 it was mid and unsafe. Now it's high and safe.
I punished that a lot. All right, well, both characters are even here. What's the match set, though? Rikuto's up one, right?
Yeah, Rikuto's up 1-0 to 0.
Right.
Let's see what we've got here. We're at 1 round apiece, and no break on that combo throw at all. I didn't know if Shay was even going for the break.
Well, it's hard timing. It's how many frames do you have to time those throws? Because I literally, like, if I don't hit it right on the dot, like, it's almost like a DDR type game where you have to hit the beat right then.
Well, now, if Rikuto is inputting those combo throws with just frame timing, it is impossible to break.
Right.
But I can't imagine Rikuto has the just frame timing down this quickly. Granted, he has been playing Bayman for, the greater part of a decade. But
so let's say it's not a just frame. How many frames normally?
Well, okay, so basically the window to input the combo throw command is probably about 4 to 5 frames.
Right.
And it's whoever hits the throw button first during that window.
Exactly. So technically, you could beat out a grab with the grab if yours is faster. Like, Kasumi has fast grabs.
Yeah, well, I'm just talking about combo throws where you're in the middle of that combo throw. Oh, and here's Bayman's wall game. This is where Bayman excels right here. That throw you saw going into the wall game, it leaves him at a significant advantage, giving him a 50-50 essentially. And if you guess wrong, here it is again. Goes back to 50-50, does throw again, hits the partition, follows it up perfectly. Oh, he probably could have had a ground up there because Shay did not tech immediately. Gets a sit-down stun, gets a guaranteed launch from the sit-down stun.
And
Bayman, wow, that was a great...
end. Talk about completely adapting right when you needed to. Like, that was just unbelievable. Like, not even getting hit. I think that partition took a huge part in that grab, that wall game.
You cannot let Bayman get started,
right.
Especially Rikuto's Bayman. If you
up
let him get going,
wall too, right?
you do not want your back against the wall.
No,
against
absolutely
Bayman.
not.
You don't want that to happen. If you have a position change throw, use it.
Right.
If not, you make sure you do not get hit by that high throw. Do whatever crush move you can, do a 2P, whatever you need to do. Nice reaction there by Shade Sutai, low throwing the offensive hold.
Well, I can see his face right now, and he looks like he is just super serious. Like,
did I just call him Shade Sutai? I just called him Shade Sutai. I apologize, Allan Paris. I see Kasumi. I think Shade Sutai.
That's true. It's hard to remember people with their main characters. Is kind of what they're known for.
Oh, and there again, he's at significant advantage. That was all guaranteed into the guaranteed ground throw. He's got wall pressure as well. He backs away. I don't like that look at all. He should have maintained the wall pressure. Bayman is a beast against the wall, but he backed away. Now he's in open space. Now it allows Allan Paris to have his way. As you see, gets that stagger stun, and now Allan Paris has Bayman's back to the wall. But now Rikuto is right there. We're going to see the throw. We're going to see. There it is, but he missed it. Nice evasion by Allan Paris. He was looking for it. He knew exactly what to look for. He evaded it. And it looks like he's going to win this round. He does.
He's not punishing the unsafe moves. With Kasumi, I noticed the one thing I had to do, patience, punish. And I'm not seeing that on Bayman.
Well, we are seeing a critical burst, so, you know, I think Rikuto is fine with that.
Oh, he's definitely doing extremely well because Bayman himself is just that good. But with Kasumi, you want that guaranteed punish damage.
Exactly. I absolutely agree with you. We're 100% correct on that. And again, now, I don't like Allan Paris backing away. You know, he's using one of the fastest characters in the entire game. And see, there again, if you let Bayman come in, you let Bayman dictate the offense, especially in this situation, you are not going to win this round.
Does he have a lot of tracking moves too? Because I noticed he's trying to sidestep, trying to use different mechanics, but he seems to be tracking, like right there. A lot of his moves have tracking properties.
Bayman has several, but remember that throws track, and remember that shaded, excuse me, Allan Paris is being very careful. I keep on to call him shade, so I apologize. And see, there you go. I want to see Allan Paris applying more pressure.
Right.
You are one of the fastest characters in the game, going against one of the slowest characters in the game. You need to keep the offensive pressure. You cannot let Rikuto get going with his Bayman. As we saw in the last match, that is ugly.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And you know, he's got to poke, jab a lot because as soon as you get held...
Poke, jab, poke, jab. I think that should be the new hit song title, whatever. Anyway, getting back to the match.
But when you get punished or when you get held by Bayman at all, that's when it really starts to hurt. So when you have to poke, jab to try and get the stun game with Kasumi, you're going to end up getting so much damage taken by guessing wrong.
And you know, I have to question the reactions here because Allan Paris has been reacting to Bayman's low offensive hold left and right, but then gets hit by his 6-6K? I have to just assume he wasn't looking for it or something. There it is again. Again, he got hit. I don't understand this.
Is that something that you should be able to just...
With Allan's reaction, he should be blocking that on reaction.
Huh.
And here, okay, now I really want to see him keep the offensive pressure. Obviously, that's going to be the round and the match.
Great on top of that again. Wow, Bayman is just extremely strong.
You know, I'm not going to take anything away from Rikuto, but I think Allan Paris